Brothers and sisters, as we stand here today in New York City, the city playing a leading role in the country, playing a leading role in the American genocide on the north of Gaza, on all of the Gaza Strip, on all of Palestine, Lebanon, and the broader region. The U.S. and its Israeli allies is attempting to isolate us from that struggle, is attempting to distract us through a series of circus-like election events to try to deny that the cause which has dominated and moved thousands and millions of ordinary people into action over the last year is somehow not a relevant political issue. Well, brothers and sisters, as they do this and as they escalate, imposing a brutal siege on the north of Gaza, ridding it, attempting to rid it of its steadfast people, a total impossibility, we say, and the people of the world say, no. We say no to any attempt to skip over the Palestinian issue. We say no to any attempt to pretend that these Zionist American massacres are normal. And we say we will be here every single day, as we have been since October 8th, until Gaza is free, until Palestine is free, until Lebanon is free, and until the entire world is ridded from the horrors of Zionism. And so with that said, comrades and friends, it is my honor to call up a leader from this movement, my dear sister Isabella from the Palestinian Youth Movement.
Where the ruling class continues to greenlight the killing of tens and thousands of Palestinians. We happen to live in a country where our politicians use the words like unfortunate or justified to describe the withholding of aid. They use these words to describe the purposeful destruction of hospitals, the mass expulsion of Palestinians from our land, and the mass imprisonment of men and children. And the American War Administration gleefully pushes for war on Lebanon to destabilize the region. American politicians, our politicians, either ignore questions about Palestine on the campaign trail or declare their love for Israel. On the question of Palestine, Trump and Kamala are publicly competing for the title of #1 Zionist. They're competing for the title of who can be the biggest genocide defender. In short, our politicians are doing everything in their power to make sure that the genocide, mass murder, and regional war continue. But the U.S. does not just turn a blind eye to genocide, it funds it. The U.S. supplies the weapons that Israel uses to mass murder the Palestinian and Arab people. As the non-stop attacks on Gaza and Lebanon continue, This shared democracy that we live under gives us the illusion that we have a choice. But the only policy on the table from both parties is the policy of genocide. Our supposed representatives refuse to even acknowledge that a majority of Americans demand an immediate arms embargo. So we take the streets today. We'll take the streets again on November 2nd. Because we refuse to allow the ruling class to have business as usual during a genocide. As we witness atrocity after atrocity in Gaza and Lebanon, there can be no business as usual. Since the beginning of October, the occupation army has imposed a deathly siege on the north of Gaza and has been inflicting unprecedented amounts of violence on the people of Jabalia. The occupation army has been inflicting unprecedented amounts of violence on the people of Jabalia refugee camp in the north of Gaza. A few days ago, the occupation army targeted a block where Palestinians were sheltering after having fled the Jabalia refugee camp. One missile rendered an entire block martyrs. We will not sit idle as we witness these atrocities. We will not sit idle as our government fulfills the policy of our people's extermination. We will not sit idle as we see the Zionist aggression escalate to Lebanon and the greater region. And as the Biden and Harris administration refuse to do the bare minimum to end this genocide, which would be as easy as making a phone call, as calling for an immediate arms embargo. We have to take matters into our own hands because they have been useless. We are enacting a people's arms embargo. The Palestinian Youth Movement's campaign against the logistics giant Maersk is an effort to stop the flow of arms to the genocidal Zionist entity. Most of the weapons that are sent to Israel fly out from New York. They're shipped out from New Jersey. And Maersk is the #1 logistics company that makes exploiting genocide easy, efficient, and profitable. If the current administration says that an arms embargo is not on the table, then it is up to us to make an arms embargo happen. It is up to us to hold companies like Maersk accountable for their complicity in genocide. We cannot allow the war machine to function in our backyards. The American administration, hand in hand with the American companies, are enacting a genocide on our people. And it is our duty in the heart of empire to strike imperialism at its core. It is our duty here in America to fight for Gaza, for those who are paying the highest price for our collective liberation. We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Arms embargo now! Arms embargo now! We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Arms embargo now! Arms embargo now!